Hard AF Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
We are gold for energy. Send it.
Incoming!
Put the money in the bag, man.
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who's flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go. God.
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Welcome to Drinkin, bro. Yeah, welcome to the NFL Division Rounds. Picks brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. Yes, I was terrible in college last week. I lost both games, one by a half a point, the other one by 90. Oregon had them teased up to 16.5, which was fun, and they couldn't even cover that. So that was a blast. However, NFL, I was perfect on Sunday.
Maybe next year.
Won $1,000.
Dante Moore says he's coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. He was scheduled to go top 2 in the draft. So he just announced that he is coming back to school?
Yeah, which is my understanding was Raiola was on the way there. I don't know if he signed or if they were just talking or whatever, but
Ooh, that would not be great. Has the portal closed, Bob?
Not yet.
Okay, how many?
Couple more days.
2 more days left?
Yeah, 2 or 3, something like that.
Wow. I mean, what happens then? If I'm Raiola, I don't fucking go there.
I don't know. I do not know.
I mean, that's holy shit.
I mean, there's still, excuse me, I think some teams.
Who would need a quarterback, I guess?
I mean, that's a good, I don't know.
I think Dylan Raiola could be good. Yes, they need a quarterback every year. It seems like they're just swapping out older guys.
Yeah, I don't think Miami has a quarterback right now.
Yeah.
No, Carson Beck will be gone.
TCU's quarterback is going to Indiana.
As to be the quarterback there? Who's that?
His name is Josh Hoover.
Okay.
No,
and is he 90 years old too, or no? Is he 37 years old? Okay.
Doesn't list their age. He's a redshirt junior.
He's 21.
21 years old.
Yeah, he threw for 3,500, 29 touchdowns, 13 picks last year.
Okay.
It's a lot of picks, but
Who was Fernando Mendoza before?
Exactly. He was, a JUCO, right? Wasn't he
was
a
a
JUCO
Cal.
guy? He was a Cal.
He might
okay.
have had to stop at JUCO, but he was a Cal.
Cal
sure.
is basically a JUCO. Yeah, Rocco Becht is leaving Iowa State to go to Penn State.
Okay. Good. He's going with his head coach.
Yeah, he was very efficient actually. All 3 of his seasons at Iowa State. This would be his senior year.
So that Gunkelmeyer guy then who left Penn State obviously knew that this was incoming. I can't imagine Raiola had any clue that Dante Moore was coming back. Otherwise, you don't sign with Oregon to sit as a backup, especially right now. I mean, he's got to prove himself in the next 2 years. I believe he's only got 2 years eligibility left.
I mean, I think he's still going. He's only a sophomore.
Right, but he played freshman and sophomore year, so that's it. I mean, he's got 2 years.
He's going to back up Dante Moore this year. Mm-hmm. He's signed with Oregon.
Well, I mean, you can always get out of it, as we saw with Washington.
I suppose if you didn't sign a contract with it for an NIL deal specifically, you can get out of it. Yeah. You guys are picking up Austin Simmons from Ole Miss. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, he looks like he might be talented, but
he got benched for Ole Miss this year.
Well,
no, he got injured. Excuse me, he got injured.
But
Chambliss came in and played well, and then never came back.
Yeah, he may have gotten another shot had he not sucked. To be honest, like his performances were pretty bad.
Are you amped about Simmons?
We'll see. Who
Okay.
knows? Who knows? I was amped about Pribula, and he ended up sucking, honestly. So
Towards the end, yeah. He had a good front half of the season, and then the back half he kind of slid off.
yeah.
there.
So I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Does a Missouri do something like Indiana? Put this graphic on the screen here, Bob, that I sent you last night. Now that this story is kind of gaining more traction around the internet, everybody's posting about it. A lot of people are saying it's unfair. Sorry, these are the fucking rules. And Indiana beat the system. I said in Drinkin Bro Sports last night, build Signetti the statue now. He figured this out before everyone else, every other coach in college football. So I don't really give a shit. If it's in the rules, great. He's doing it. But as you can see on the screen here, for the audio listeners, I'll read it off. Indiana players on their current roster between the ages of 22 and 25 years old, 47 players. 47. Now, I believe the roster is only, 50?
No, college team?
Yeah.
It's over 100.
Over 100 for a college team?
Yeah. Or right at 100.
But to dress, and the kids that are allowed on the field is what's that number? I believe it's only in the 50s.
51 usually, or 52 on a football team.
Yeah, 53,
like NFL's
53,
52.
I think. Yeah.
53, yeah.
It's 105 for Division 1.
Right, but who gets to dress? Like, I didn't get to come out. I didn't get to do any shit. Who gets to dress and come out?
What do we know about other teams and how many 22 to 25-year-olds they have?
Great question. None.
That's not true.
This is the first guy to actually build an entire roster at this age.
That's not true. It's not true that they may have 10 or 15, but they don't have 0.
Not 0. I'm not saying 0.
Yeah, so that's what I want to know. How does Indiana stack up?
But 47 guys between the ages of 22 and 25?
I have nothing to compare that to.
Nobody else does either.
Comparing it to the NFL 21 to 22 is meaningless because those 140 players were top-tier performers in college.
Right.
The vast majority of college players don't play in the NFL. So these two numbers side by side are meaningless to me. I want to know how many other what the other teams, especially ones that are performing well, fall anywhere close to this. I would imagine Indiana was the highest.
Here's why this number is a big deal.
I don't know.
And they were talking about this on I forget which sports show last night. Here's the big deal about this. Exactly what you said. So there's 140 players who are aged 21 and 22 in the NFL. And then 47 players that are between the ages of 22 and 25 that are currently playing for Indiana. To your point, the guys that are 21 and 22 are the most elite players there is.
That's
you
right.
know, the Jeremiah Smiths of the world and everything else.
Guys who come out after the third season, red shirt or not.
Right, yes.
Red shirt or not, they're out. Yeah.
They're gone. And if you look at it, there's over, 200 Division I schools or whatever the fuck it is. So you're looking at less than one guy a school, potentially 2 guys at a school, somewhere in that range, versus 47 guys on a roster are between the ages of 22 and 25. Your body is so vastly different at that point. It's like, that's just grown man shit. I expect this spread to be blown out of the water. Now that I know this, I expect that Miami game to be a 3-score game. 21 points. I'm going to take an alt line on that Miami game now. Now that I know this.
So I don't have a list of Indiana players.
I think this is probably pretty consistent. The internet says, depending on the team, 30 to 50% of rosters are upperclassmen, and they don't consider a redshirt sophomore an upperclassman, right?
Yep.
So only juniors, seniors, and fifth-year seniors, which would be 21 to 20 whatever, right? So
22. So you're looking at 22 years old.
and
typically.
the estimated average is where I just saw it. What the fuck? I think it was like 35%. So what's 105 or what's 47 divided by 105? That is 44.8%. So they're about 10% ahead of people, of the average rather.
But the average
just statistic based on this, that isn't.
Totally.
I don't know if this data is correct or not, but it says that this suggestion for for not for Division II, but for Division I, is that the average team has 40 of these players, 38, something like that.
But what the stats aren't telling you is take a Harvard or a Yale or any of those other teams. Those guys aren't going pro. They're going to play all 4 years. They're going to be at their school no matter what and get the education.
Yeah, but how many schools have more than 50% upperclassmen, right? Or approaching 50%? I don't know.
Ohio State is nowhere near that.
No,
neither is Alabama, Georgia.
None of the Blue Bloods would.
No.
Just because they get the better
5
talent.
stars.
The Ivies for sure would. The service academies, but there's only 2 of those. 3 of those rather. So what is that? That's 11 teams.
So I do have a list. Reddit sleuth on college football. RCF.
Yeah, it's weird how this data doesn't exist anywhere.
I know.
Even on ESPN's website.
That's where I found it was Reddit.
There's no fucking
I found it on Reddit,
age
yeah.
So I don't have age, but I do have a good approximate. And you said to your point about 10%, this takes into account average amount of seasons played for the entire roster.
Okay.
Indiana leads with 3.57 average amount of seasons played.
That's probably a better way to track it, too.
Yeah, so you're maxing out all 4 years there.
Yeah, Texas Tech is about 10% behind at 3.49.
And they had a great year as well.
Yeah.
This was the first year ever.
And Texas Tech is second
Yeah.
in that list?
Interesting. So, Bob, this was the first year ever they have even sniffed a fucking playoff.
Yeah.
And they had a really good goddamn team.
Yep.
So Gorilla Math worked on that one, I guess.
So
Yeah.
you're 2 for 2 on that.
And
Jesus Christ.
A&M was third at 3.43.
They're in, too.
They were in the playoffs as well.
James Madison was fourth at 3.38.
Playoff team.
Tulane was fifth at 3.26.
Playoff team.
Miami is sixth at 3.23.
National championship.
I'm sorry. These are all the playoff teams. They're just sorting the playoff teams.
Okay.
I apologize. I didn't read this full list through. But
Did they say what the league-wide average is?
let me see.
Because I guarantee you, especially the 2 G5 schools are in I don't know what percentile they're in, but they're definitely over 50.
Yeah.
Right? They're like definitely in the upper 50 percentile. They're above average is what I mean.
The lowest 3 of the playoff teams, the lowest 4 of the playoff teams were Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and Oregon.
That's not shocking.
Age-wise,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause
They're getting there's 5 stars. They're getting 18
I
years
mean, Oregon's going to get a fucking bump this year because Dante Moore's staying. To be honest, typically that guy would fucking leave.
Yeah, I'm surprised he stayed.
When I say that guy, I don't mean him specifically. I mean a guy in his position would almost, especially
He's number 2 on Mel Kiper's big board.
especially considering the draft class for quarterbacks next year versus this year. Like he's taking a pretty big risk, in my opinion.
Very big risk. I would have left. This is a shocker to me.
But he will make more in his senior year of football in college than he will make as a rookie in the NFL.
Yes, it'll be close. Unless if he would have went number 2, he would have gotten $45 million. So what is that divided by?
$45 million over
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. So you're looking at $10 million a year essentially,
Yeah.
and look, he might be getting $10 million a stay.
Yeah, but that's not how it works though. You don't get $10 million in the first year. I think don't you get 7 or something like that?
No, you get a signing bonus, and then they count that in and subtract that from later on. But let's take your team, Bob, as a mid-tier team like this. Is this a strategy that you would employ? Because Indiana was worse than a mid-tier team in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, transfers are definitely the way to go. It's what the best college basketball teams have been doing for years. I
think that's the equalizer. Like you look for one guy on both sides of the ball to fucking, if you're a mid team, to spend your nut on, like a fucking the quarterback from Georgia Tech or Vanderbilt, for example, and then one great defensive player, and then the rest of them you just hire 23-year-olds.
Because I'm seeing a lot of Ohio State people bitch online about the guys that they're getting in the portal. And I can tell you now from knowing this model, just looking at them, they're all in their last year. They're all 22, 23 years old. They're already starting to implement this tactic over there. I would imagine every other school is looking at these numbers and figuring out the same fucking thing.
We'll see. I don't know if 1 year with them is enough because Notre Dame's been doing it for a while too. And the one and done stuff hasn't really worked out because you can't get a team cohesive or not. It took Cincinnati 2 years with these guys.
But
right?
but Signetti made the playoffs on his first go round.
He did, but they got fucking annihilated.
Yeah.
They didn't belong there last year. They got a bump for some poor performance from Big Ten teams, and also because they were in the Big Ten at all. Right? They got a bump because of that. They weren't good enough to be there last year, in my opinion. However,
now that they're 25,
in year two, which is the same thing. Whenever a fucking super team in the NBA got put together, it never happened the first year. It was always year 2, except for KD. But that was already an assembled team, and they just added the one guy. The Heat didn't win in their first year.
Nope.
Fucking Celtics didn't win in their first year. They won in their second.
Yep.
All those teams. This is how it is. But I think that's a good combination. Like if you're a mid school, you can have a 3-year plan now to win a national title. Like for real. It's not always going to work out for everybody because there's only one of them, right?
Yeah.
But if you're Missouri, for example, you can go do this exactly. You could tell your coach, hey, we want to stock the team up with fucking veterans, and we want a great quarterback or running back to lead the team, and then we want a fucking great edge rusher or somebody like a Parsons-style guy that plays different positions to anchor our defense, and then we're going to go fucking full retard on it. We're going to test everything we can in the first year and get together, and then we're going to add a piece or two the next season and try to go for a title.
Yeah,
I mean that's a winning formula, I
It
think.
doesn't always have to be upperclassmen. Like our best transfer this year was Ahmad Hardy. He's a true sophomore. He was first-team All-American consensus. So
where was he from?
Louisiana
And you guys picked him up from there?
after his freshman year. Yeah.
Okay.
La Tech.
No, I just University of Louisiana.
But how the fuck did that guy end up there?
He was like a 0-star recruit.
Yeah. Look, and most of these guys for Indiana were as well, right? And
What happened? Did he grow in the offseason or something? What happened?
No, I'm not.
I mean, running backs are the easiest to gauge whether they'll be good or not.
But freshman and sophomore year is where you start adding weights, you start getting on a proper training program, film classes, everything else. I know they have it in high school, but not to this level. And your body doesn't really start changing till 19. Josh McClurg hit me up after we did that show on Monday about it, and he had cracked the code. Guy's a fucking genius, by the way. I understand why he wins fantasy football every year. Shout out to Josh McClurg. So he's been a top high school coach in California for 25 years. He hit me up after that show, and he goes, dude, the reason why you're seeing these ages go as high as 25, and this is something that I did not know, was these JUCO guys, apparently 2 years ago, the NCAA signed a thing where if you play at a junior college, it does not count toward any of your eligibility towards college, a Division I team. So if you played at a JUCO team for 2 years, got better, got bigger, got faster, got stronger, you still got all 4 years of eligibility left. That's what is driving these ages up. And it allows these kids to develop that weren't recruited and so on and so forth. And I didn't know that. Now, the other thing he said, which was really, really eye-opening to me, is he goes, look, at my high school that I coach in California, and I got a lot of fucking talent out in California, he said less and less scouts are coming to the games and recruiting kids out of high school where they're going to these smaller schools, they're going to these fucking JUCOs, and they're finding the kids that are already established at that age of a college player and then bringing them over to a top-tiered program.
Yeah, well, what's the rule now in college football about advanced scouting against other teams? So here's my thing. If I had Connor Stallions now, I wouldn't even be using him to scout the defenses or schemes of the other team. I would send him out and look for players.
Send him to a JUCO,
JUCOs, right?
Yeah.
But is that legal? I don't know what. Because you can't go spy. You can actually send people to the other games.
Right.
You just can't film it. I think it's the rule, right?
You can go as a recruit all year round. I remember, like in mine, for example, like scouts are coming as early as like week 3.
No, I
week
mean
4.
like the season has started.
Yep.
And I am the general manager for Penn State, and I want to send one of my staff guys to some JUCOs to watch some guys play to see if I want them in the transfer portal next year.
As long as you are not filming it, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so honestly, with some of that NIL money that's coming in, I've got a staff of 20 dudes probably, a director and a coordinator, and then fucking 18 dudes that are out there watching football games every weekend.
What you're describing is a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have scouts all over the fucking...
That's college football now, though.
I know.
You've effectively created a minor league system, so why not take advantage of it? Signetti's the first guy to really
do it.
Like everybody
Genius.
else,
Absolute genius.
Everybody else has just been poaching like disaffected talent from other good teams. That's mostly, or like a mid-level guy would sometimes come up and play at a bigger school because he proved himself. Now you're like, what I said last week and the week before that. Why the fuck am I going to go spend a bunch of money, time, and effort recruiting some 5-star quarterback who's not going to play for me for 2 years when I can? And to be frank, it's better for him to go to the smaller school and get reps in. Like, do you know what percentage of NFL quarterbacks who started less than 15 games in college have made it past 4 years? One. Like, it's like one dude. I can't remember who it was. Kuiper was talking about it this weekend.
That's become a big talking point in this draft.
Yeah, because of a couple ago, because of Ty Simpson mostly.
Yes.
Ty Simpson started 14 games in his career, right? And it's like the instances of dudes who have started less than 15 games, their success rate in the NFL is negligible.
I want to say the best one might have been Mark Sanchez, as what I heard on the radio this morning, if I recall correctly. But I could be
he
wrong
made the
with that.
playoffs twice, right?
He made the championship game twice, the AFC championship game. But that was the defense, really.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just going to type in one more thing here for Indiana. By the way, the only reason I'm doing this, I want to win money. Like, I'm down, and I want to win. I want to win this fucking national championship game. My bookies asked us to do a live show for us and watch it live. I believe we will.
Indiana's going to win.
I agree, and I want to win money on this. This is why I care about this so much, because I really want to fucking win, and I am down this year, which has been a very long time for me since I've been fucking down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Jesus Christ, man. Four people in the portal for Indiana? Every other team's averaging like 18, 19. I mean, this is nuts, man.
You're talking about the people that are losing?
Yeah.
Well, they're graduating a lot of them.
I know, because they're fucking Bob. They're your age.
Bob,
So, they're out of there.
didn't you say that Indiana has the best transfer class?
They're top 10 last I checked, which they were not last year or the year before. So now
Do you think that's a function of the success where people are like, oh, these guys know what they're doing, so
Yes.
now I'm going to take a closer look at these guys they're
Yes.
picking up?
Yes.
It's got to be, right?
So now they're
Because
getting...
they haven't changed. Cignetti's not. If he's changing anything that he did last year to this year, he's a fucking idiot.
No,
Right.
it's essentially now the situation is, right, so Moneyball, just to go back to that, the A's were doing that. They were trying to find advantages with players nobody wanted, but when bigger market teams started doing Moneyball, they took the same thing the A's valued, but they were able to then pick out these superstars and really good players who fit those molds, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Cignetti's doing now. Cignetti no longer has to find like the totally hidden gems. He can find talented people who fit the age range and anything else he wants and put them in.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. 5 people. That's the only that entered the portal for Indiana, which is unheard of. Iowa State, after their coach left, was down to 17 players on their roster. They didn't know if they were going to be able to field a fucking team, for Christ's sakes, which is wild. The other last part of this stat is currently, as of today, and you said there's, 2 days left in the portal, Bob?
Like 2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah. 68% of players have not signed to enter the portal. The total number was 10,200 players that entered the portal. 68% of those have not even signed with a college, and they've got less than 48 hours to do so.
It closes on the 16th.
Whew. Shit, man. So if you're Raiola, I imagine him, his agents, somebody else is on the fucking phone here.
Well, you know, the one cheat is that the 2 teams that are in the Natty get a 5-day extension until the 20th to 24th. They get another portal window from the 20th to 24th after the title game on whatever day it is. The fucking
but only those 2 teams?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That will not include Raiola, obviously. Nebraska.
Rayola's he signed with Oregon.
No, I know, but if
And Indiana's already got their guy coming in, so he's not going there. I don't know about Miami. Raiola to Miami would make sense.
that's what makes the most sense to me.
Or more.
What?
Dante Moore came back specifically to
Okay.
go to
To
Oregon.
play at Oregon, yeah.
I don't think he would leave.
I'm looking at it now. He did make the announcement to Oregon specifically, like, hey, I'm ready to come back.
Yeah, I mean, and Indiana's in a good spot because they're going to go out and win this title game, and even if they don't, but I'm pretty sure they will. Whomever's left that's of any quality, they've got the front seat.
Sure. And I think his brother is the backup quarterback, right?
Yeah, and they don't have to make any real offers NIL-wise to people because if the people left don't sign with them, they don't play next year.
But also, when you're from a budget, let's go back to Moneyball. From a budget standpoint, if your criteria is age and experience and exactly the Moneyball theory, those guys are still left. So he can take his time. Shit. He could probably party that night, Signetti, and then wake up. He's got 4 days to figure it the fuck out, get the scouting reports from all of his dudes, go out and pick off who he needs, and then start all over again. And that'll be their third year in a row, potentially, of making the playoffs or whatever. Obviously,
I don't think
depend on the quarterback, but
they're not going anywhere as long as he's there. Like the Indiana's here to stay as long as Signetti's the coach. I think.
The only issue is if like you get really strong seasons from Washington, who's getting their guy that they want. If you get really strong seasons from USC, who thinks they're going to be good next year. If you get really strong bounce back from Penn State, only so many teams from the Big Ten can get in, and it's now. We used to have this issue in the Big Ten where it was Michigan and Penn State and Ohio State and everybody else.
Yep.
And now there's like fucking 7 good teams. You know what I mean?
And now they're on the cusp of winning their third straight national championship.
Yeah. And to be honest,
the SEC hasn't even put a team in the national championship.
Yeah, I'm still on Ohio State for next year. As long as they fix their coaching issue, they have the best roster. So it's like, fuck, man. And if they plus up the age on the team too and fold in some of this Moneyball stuff, I really feel like it's going to be hard to beat. One, because of how competitive the field is now, back-to-back titles, good luck.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody's going to do that, but I would say right now, regardless of what happens in this natty, that Ohio State's probably the front runner for next year.
I would say yes, because Patricia stayed at DC. That was the best defense.
They just got to get an OC.
Yes,
they have to get an offensive coordinator.
It is all on the OC hire for those.
They need
guys.
to get like a fucking aggressive, like early 2000s guy who's like, we're scoring 60 points a game. I don't give a fuck about playing time or injuries or anything. We'll fucking deal with it. We're scoring 60 points a game.
And that's
no matter who's on the field.
Yeah.
Like we're going to run a system that's going to fucking put up numbers no matter who we plug and play into this system. Stop relying on your talent. You can't just rely on talent in this league anymore. It's not how it works.
I would also keep an eye on Tennessee. Tennessee just picked up Chaz Coleman. He was my favorite player in the portal, besides Cam Coleman, who actually signed with Texas. If Arch can fix his mechanics, I got Texas on that short list. Tennessee hired Jim Knowles, defensive coordinator for Penn State. He picked off Chaz Coleman. Tennessee's always just been missing a defense. Heupel in the offense has always been fine. That team is young on offense. They're going to get older. They're going to get better. And now it looks like they're shoring up their defense, which could be a fucking problem. Alabama, I don't know. They lost Ty Simpson, and you're this late in the portal. Is Dylan Raiola a choice for them now? I don't know.
I don't know. They've got
They might have someone on their roster.
Who's behind Ty Simpson?
well the guy who took over for him, I think. But let's see, what's this motherfucker's name? They have a younger guy too. Yeah, Austin Mack, the guy that came in for Ty Simpson, is a sophomore, and he's 6'6", 235.
Okay.
He can run a little bit.
4-star.
4-star. He's he was limited playing time, but he had 75% completion percentage when he played. We'll see. To me, he's probably the fucking guy out of the gate. Their problem wasn't quarterback play. Their problem was their offensive line sucked, and Ty Simpson got lit up all the time. Their run game fucking sucked. Well, intermittently sucked. And what we thought would be a top 5 receiver in the country didn't do shit.
No.
What do you have? 700 yards?
Yeah,
That's not enough.
It certainly wasn't Ty Simpson, who played pretty well all year. They just had holes. They weren't a complete team.
Notre Dame, I would say, is on that list.
Yes.
Just because they play no one next year. They got rid of all their hard schedule. They're playing Rice and everything else, along with, I believe in that kid at quarterback. I think he's very good. Freeman turned down his NFL offer, so he is coming back. That happened last night. So Coach Freeman is back for the Irish. I think they're going to be undefeated, untested, and we won't really know who they are until the playoffs next year. But I think they're in. Now, when you had taken off just before Bob and I last night, because the last story of this was Heather Dinich, who I really like, by the way, for ESPN. She's very, very competent as far as college football is concerned. She said this 16-team playoff is not a guarantee yet next year. The bitch of it is bitch fest is the SEC. They went 5 teams in. However, now they're saying you don't deserve 5 teams in. Sorry, you haven't made it to a championship in the last 3 years. And how many Big Ten teams do you want in? The Big Ten says now, I don't want 16 teams in. We want 24 teams in the playoffs. And we want half our fucking conference in. 24 teams is way too many goddamn football teams in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Well, if it is, you got to do away with any kind of week off bullshit.
And bowl games altogether.
Which is going to, like, the Army-Navy game you can't do that anymore. If you want to be eligible for bowl season, you can't do the Army-Navy game anymore. You got to move it back.
Yeah, you got to play it at a normal time of year.
Yeah.
That's your option. Or play it after the fucking season's over. I don't know. But you can't, like, if either one of the any of the service academies, I don't think Air Force does anything off schedule like that, so they're fine. No. But Army and Navy, they wouldn't be able to do that for sure.
No.
That wouldn't work. And you would have to do, you might have to start, do they have any wiggle room on when the season starts? Because I think it's 2 weeks after.
You could sign up for an early game.
It's 2 weeks after.
Volunteer, yeah.
Well, it's 2 weeks after
for the week 0
classes start again that they do the first game, right?
Yeah, week zero you could do. So some of the schools aren't in, for example. Like some of the Big Ten schools haven't started yet for week 0, but the kids are back playing football. Because let's face it, OTA, or not OTAs, but training camp starts the first week of August for college kids. So they're there no matter what, even though school isn't in. But it's just getting these kids to come back. Like Penn State, for example. I remember one year we were up there. They had a game over Labor Day, but then classes didn't start till the following week. So who knows? The last part of this, Bob, that I wanted you to check out was, and not only am I pissed off that this is all coming from fucking Reddit, I don't know why, and nobody's talked about this all year. They said, look at the BYU roster as well. What is the average age on BYU?
That's always fucky.
Why?
Because they go on mission trips and shit.
Okay, so then
when they're
they
like
coming
18,
back?
19, a lot of times they'll be a freshman at like 20, 21.
Ah.
Yeah. That's like a religious thing.
Okay, interesting.
Or, they'll be off doing some mission trip and they'll find some, and they go to like the Pacific a lot, and they'll find some fucking 24-year-old Samoan who's a giant.
Who's never played, and then they're popping him over. Just do a quick Google search. What's the average age of the 2025 BYU team? This was another one that popped up on Reddit for me.
It's around 21 to 22 from what I'm seeing.
Okay.
But yeah, they do.
Which is still older than most of the schools.
But they do routinely have like old. That's like nothing new. They always have like old dudes on their roster.
Yeah, but I've always wondered, Bob, and I don't know if you have, why they're always good. Like, why they're always ranked and good and up there and could never really crack that code. The Samoan thing is what was always my guess because I knew about that. And when they go on these missions and then for whatever reason, Samoans are Mormon, I guess. But the rest of it I couldn't figure out. Now this makes a little more sense. So if you're taking the first 2 years off to go to missions and shit, and then you come back and play, all right.
Yeah, I mean, they don't all do that, but yeah, a lot of them.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. And the reason I want to chat about all of this is the big game that is coming up. We want to win money. MyBookie.com is our first sponsor. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Before we get to the NFL games, what is the actual spread today
9
on this Indiana game? Are you fucking kidding? Are you joking me?
Mm-hmm.
This started at 5, dude. This started at 5. It's up to 9 points?
Yeah, at even odds.
Whew.
1-to-1. Bet 100, win 100.
Damn, dude. 9 points. Okay. What's the over-under?
47.5.
What do you do there?
It's so hard to say, man, because Indiana, good defenses have given them trouble before, and Miami has a good defense. But also, Indiana might score 48 on their own.
If you're looking at last week's game, they scored 56, 55.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon doesn't have a bad defense. They're not as good as Miami's, but they don't have a bad defense.
But they're pretty good, Bob. I mean, they had a pretty good defense. In my opinion, it was the offense that was a little slower than in years past.
Yeah. I would stay off the over-under. I have no read on the over-under, but I do think Indiana
covers 9. Shit. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah.
9? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Miami has a flawed offense, right? They have good pieces on offense, but like they make a ton of mistakes.
Tony's great. Fletcher's great. Carson Beck. fucking hit and miss.
They make a shit ton of mistakes.
Yeah.
They make so many mistakes.
I know.
And Beck has had games where he has turned the ball over a lot.
Well, what they've tried to do is limit it. So in the first, 2-3 games of the playoffs, what's he averaging? 120 yards a game?
He's game managing, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing shit. And these little outs to Tony, it's more or less Tony that's driving the ball up the field on his own just because he's a fucking superstar.
But, keep in mind, they doubled up Ole Miss on time of possession and had to drive to win the game in the last second.
Yep. Man, okay. Let me ask you, for the MyBookie teaser, would you drop this down 7 and take the over at 41?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because then that would be a really fun bet, and I'll put. And I'm down this year. I got to go pretty hard on this, so I think I might take both of those down as well, and then I'll drop some on Indiana. +9. God damn! I wish I would have bet that when that came out. Fuck, that has gone sky high. All right. And then NFL odds we'll give you here in a second. All of our odds are from mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Since it is championship week, go to drinkinbrostickets.com. I cannot help you with these Miami tickets and Indiana tickets. $3,200 is just the get-in price for the last row in the fucking stadium. Pull it up, Bob. Shit. Just type in Indiana or National Championship here on drinkinbrostickets.com. And thank you, Ryan. You can leave this up on screen. I want to see what these tickets are going for. We're not going, so I haven't looked. What's that top number far right?
$3,570.
Holy shit! So that's gone up another $300 since yesterday. God damn, dude. And that's for the last row in the stadium, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
There is a suite, by the way, a 25-person suite that is going for $1.1 million right now. Now, you get free food and drink, Bob, so maybe you should look at it.
Yeah.
But why not?
Might be worth it.
Wow.
Honestly, a lot of these lowers,
Wow.
if you're gonna spend $3,000.
Yeah, what's a lower?
I'm getting lowers in the end zone for like $5,000.
That's a Super Bowl ticket.
Yeah, and then if you want to get in the 72 club, that'll be a cool $15,000.
Shit, dude. God damn. All right. The final spread, by the way, last year in the Notre Dame-Ohio State game was 8.5. And they covered that. So, yeah, give me 9 going to this game. Good luck. And I've heard from our partner, Benny, and the ticketing company that this will be a heavy Indiana game. They said this is going to feel like a home game for Indiana, according to who's buying tickets right now. So look out for that as well, because I think that's going to have that's going to be a big deal to see that much redness for a home game for Miami, for Christ's sakes. Whew. That is insane, dude. Yeah, people are calling AmericanFinancing.net/DrinkinBros to try to figure out these tickets. God damn. Everything else is pretty fucking reasonable, except for this. So that's not us. This is Indiana people just selling their fucking houses to go to this goddamn game. This very well could be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So good luck with that. Everything else, though, is pretty fairly priced. We got concerts, fucking movies, all that other shits, comedians, you name it. We got it over there. And then last but not least, hardafseltzer.com. Stores are getting stocked up from over the holidays. Go and buy them out. Texas just landed here on Monday. So they're getting all stocked up, and I'm sure we're all watching the game somewhere. I believe it's going to be here, and we'll do a live watch. We're working out a thing, potentially, Byron, for putting it on kick.com. So that way we can watch the whole game. What do you think?
I looked into that. They will shut us down.
Really?
Every single person has reported. They won't kill the channel, but they will shut down our stream and say stream anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I have been looking into, there may be a way I can put the score bug on screen, so it'll be a lot easier for people to stay synced in with us and know where we're at in the game.
Shit. I wonder.
Kind of a compromise.
I'd say what? If you put like ESPN's scoreboard on there?
No, literally just the one we're watching on the games. That way people can stay with our feed. Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll look into that. And in the meantime, buy a 12-pack or a tall boy. Support us and support the show today. Michigan, go up there and buy some fucking tall boys of those USA to goes. All right. But go to hardafseltzer.com, enter your city and zip. It'll take you to the closest location nearest you. Let's get into the NFL, shall we? Sorry, we wouldn't have covered college so much if it's one of the biggest gambling events of the year. So we'll be all in, and I'll be putting a couple grand on that game. We'll start with last week here. Obviously, the hits and misses, none. So good for me. Yay. Proud of myself, Ross. Proud of you. Start with Rams-Panthers. A lot closer than I wanted it to. However, I did not like that spread of 10 points. Dropped that down on a push on that teaser. It just evens out the bet, so I'm fine. No big deal on that. But I was surprised that the Panthers were able to drop 31 on the fucking Rams. Were you?
No.
Really?
No, I mean that's it's not that shocking. It's the things just work out that way sometimes. There's the Rams.
He had to come from behind though to win this game.
Yeah, the Rams have a pretty good defense. I think they were the fourth best defense, maybe the sixth. I don't remember going into the playoffs. They regress going down the stretch too, which is like this is going to be interesting for this matchup with the Bears. To be honest, they had the fewest rushing touchdowns allowed all season, with 8 rushing touchdowns all season. That's not many.
Yeah,
that's less than half one a game. They had 251 pressures, which was tied for third. And I think, getting down the field, putting pressure on the quarterback is something they do well. The issue, we'll get to it when we talk about the game, but the issue with them is what we were talking about, what we saw in the Packers last week, which is if you put that dude out of the pocket, if you push Caleb Williams out of the pocket, and your coverage isn't great, or you can't get to him quickly enough to close him out or fucking force him out of bounds or whatever it is, he's going to fucking beat you. Maybe not win the game, but he's going to beat you on that play for sure, right? Well, that's got to be a focus for these guys.
Yeah, the problem with a scrambling quarterback like this, to your point with coverage, is you're going to spend another 4 or 5 seconds there with your man. That's hard to defend.
It's almost impossible. So what you got to expect from if I'm the Rams defensive line, if I'm fucking Jared Curse, Kobe Turner, those guys, and if I'm the DL coach especially, I'm telling them you got to force penalties. You got to make it obvious that you're being held. You got to do more lateral movement in those situations, because two things happen a lot with scrambling quarterbacks. One is a lot of PIs, because people get bumped into and all that shit. But more so than anything, I think the number one penalty that gets called during a scrambling situation is offensive holding, right?
Right.
Because you're trying to keep your guy from getting murdered. It's not enough just to pursue the quarterback. Sometimes Derek Wolfe talks about this shit. Sometimes you have to angle a dude off, right, and give him nowhere to go. You got to go out of bounds. I know you want to hit him, but if you take the risk and he gets by you, then you're fucked, right? There's nobody behind you, so you got to do it. In this scenario, I think they really have to sell offensive holding, like these defensive linemen for the Rams. They really have to sell it. They've got to be like, when you get locked up on a guy and you see him in pursuit, like maybe even run into the offensive lineman or something like that. You've got to make sure that dude doesn't have the time, and if he does have the time, they get penalized for it some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be in fucking trouble all day long.
Totally. I can't believe the Bears came back and won this game. They were down 21-3 at half. I was shocked. I almost gave up on the game. It was on in the background. I was like, oh, shit, they're starting to come back here. 25 points in the fourth quarter for the Bears. And they only scored 31, so they were down 27-6 in this one. Pretty shocking. Next up, Bills versus Jaguars. Look, I said this was Josh Allen's window right here. This is his time. He's got to put the team on his back and win a fucking Super Bowl with Mahomes and Burrow and all these other guys out of the playoffs this year. This is your best and easiest shot to do it. He put the team on his back, and he won this fucking game. It wasn't easy. 27-24 in this one, and kudos to him. Next up was 49ers-Eagles. Got this one correct as well. This was just a gut feeling, man. You bench all your players, the week before. Bench all your starters. They were trying to get a rhythm. and then you take him out of it by sitting him the last game.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It also could have switched the seeding, potentially, if they would have won that game, and they might not have had to play the 49ers. So,
Well, Bob mentioned it, and there was some rumor that they may have been angling for the 49ers because they are banged up.
That's what I heard,
right?
But
don't ever do that. Don't do what was it, the Chargers 3 years ago, where they pulled that bullshit and didn't make the playoffs as a result?
Mm-hmm.
Like all you had to do was kneel it out or whatever, but you tried to get fucking cute, and now you're not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Don't do that shit. Fucking, this is a game of men, and you treat it with respect. You don't do fucking nickel and dime Bush League bullshit. You don't pull that stuff because it always comes back to get you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some fucking Eastern karma bullshit. But when you're in a game that requires etiquette like that, and there's a mutual trust even between enemies there that we're going to fucking play this game the right way. We're not going to try to injure each other. We're not going to fucking cheat. We're not going to do dumb shit. That's all part of it. Play the game the right way. And if you try to fucking take shortcuts or outsmart guys like that, pulling weird shit, it always blows up in your fucking face. Who's done it and it's worked? Who's sat out there guys like that and it's worked? You know what I mean? And football. Like, that shit doesn't work.
it doesn't work in baseball.
No.
First round of the playoffs in baseball doesn't fucking work.
Just stop trying to get cute and play the fucking game the way it's meant to be played. It's a goddamn more so than any of the other sports except for maybe hockey. It's a gladiatorial sport. Treat it with fucking respect, strength and honor, or whatever the fuck they say in the arena, something about we're gonna die today or whatever the fuck. I can't remember what it is. But treat it with the respect that it deserves. That's my fucking advice. Because this shit always blows up in their face every single time.
And now they're out. Yep. Chargers versus Patriots. Ugly game, man. Boy. This was awful to watch, and everything all the way around. Chargers have an okay defense, man. I sprinkled the Patriots for the Super Bowl here. I didn't feel great after watching this game, I can tell you that.
The Chargers probably have they're a top 10 defense for sure. They allowed a 48.7% completion rate on passes out over 10 yards. That's fucking good. That means two things. One, their coverage is good, and two, their pass rush is good, right? Now, you can run on them a little bit. But the Patriots aren't really a run-first team. They've got some dudes that keep the game moving really well. Ramondre Stevenson's one of them.
Travion Henderson's
great. They've got guys that can keep it moving, but it's not like they're going to take the game over and run for 250 or anything like that, right? So this was just this was the worst matchup that the Patriots are going to have all playoffs, in my opinion. Until they get to Denver.
Stephon Diggs would have had a better game than this. He had 2 catches for 16 yards. He was on fire.
Yeah, but what's his playoff?
He's a little distracted right now.
Is he?
With
what?
Criminal charges?
Yeah.
Or Cardi B? Or
No, he didn't slap his girlfriend. He slapped a female chef.
Was he slapping her or choking her? I can't remember.
I think it might have been both. But definitely, there's definitely something in there.
Just had a baby with Cardi B.
Yeah.
There couldn't be any more distractions. Regardless, he had 1,000 yards this season. Coming off a torn ACL, which is crazy. His fucking stats for his career are nuts. I mean, 11,500 yards? Jesus Christ, man. I mean, he's a really goddamn good player, and he had 16 yards in this. We'll see what happens next week. Last but not least here, this was a scary game to watch. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to die. I thought at one point he might actually get hit and die on the field in front of us. And he barely made it out. They didn't let him play the last series. And if this is his last game, the last throw of his career was a pick 6. So, sayonara. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers if this was his last game?
He's one of the it's hard to say. I think he's probably one of the top 5 most talented quarterbacks in the history of the NFL.
Talented.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is shouldn't be a qualifier, but unfortunately in his case it is. A lot of it had to do with staying in Green Bay all those years, and they refused to get him any help. And he let that get under his skin and warp the way he played. And his rebellion against that was to try to dominate the action on the field, right? And that doesn't work, especially as you start to age. I feel like if Green Bay had done the right thing and gotten him pieces, he would have probably won at least one more chip in the first half of his career. And if he had adjusted to the kind of player he had become, they may have won another one with some of those run games and defenses that they had later in his career. But that's not how it worked out, right? And to be honest, it's not all his fault. A lot of it is Green Bay. Green Bay sucks as an organization. Let's be real about that. Like just the way they fucking handle themselves. You're a classic blue blood with a classic stadium, and you go fucking how many years without using your number one pick when you've got the best quarterback in the NFL,
arguably the best fan base,
perhaps the best quarterback in the history of the NFL talent-wise as a pocket passer, and you don't draft a first-round wide receiver for how many consecutive years? They got lucky with Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many years was it? And they waited until the fucking year after he left to draft one. You know what I mean? So Green Bay sucks as an organization. I like Green Bay. I like their fans. I like the players that come through there are all fucking cool. You don't see shitbags in there. I like LaFleur. I like it all. But the organization itself and how it's run, the general management, fucking sucks. Like they suck as people. They're doing a disservice to that city and to that fan base. They for 2 decades they have. They could have won at least one more, if not 2 more. Like I would say an absolute guarantee they would have won at least one more had they done the right thing, but they chose not to.
For me personally, I'll remember Rodgers, I think, unfortunately, for more of his off-the-field bullshit than on the field.
I don't care about any of that.
It's just me personally, what I remember about a person. And, to like take Rob Reiner, it was the same way, whereas like all he did was fucking tweet against the president all goddamn day, and you forget what a genius he was in cinema. You forget how great Rodgers was because all of his off-the-field bullshit over and over and over again. This weird shit with the ayahuasca, the goddamn... Did you ever watch the doc on Netflix?
No, I've got no interest.
Holy Christ, man. Bob?
No, but I mean, I've seen enough of his clips from
What
McAfee
quarterback, what great quarterback of all time can you remember somebody making an ayahuasca doc? And it's weird, man. All of his friends were like these 48-year-old women. Like, the whole thing was very strange. He's just a strange dude. I think that's what I'll take away from him. He had all the talent in the world. He was just a really fucking weird guy who literally pissed off everybody and burnt every bridge possible, including his own family, by the way, who he doesn't talk to anyone. No one. Got married in the offseason. Did you know that?
No.
Me either. Hey, Bob, is it fucking Sex Toy Zombie or... Who like?
Oh yeah, what is? She has a crazy name. Hold on.
It's a crazy like joy skin tone or something weird. Like,
I don't think it's joy skin tone. Maybe it's Cranjus McBasketball. That's what Sal always says on Impractical Jokers.
Tard to table. Could be tard to table.
I was looking in the app last night. There's some pretty decent tard to table graphics.
Somebody sent me one on Twitter that was really good.
Yeah,
I was a big fan of. Tard Farms is what you called it.
Tard Farms, yeah.
And then the slogans.
Tard Farms and then Tard to Table, obviously,
is the slogan. Is
the slogan.
Who's his wife? I don't even know if we know her name.
Does she have one?
It's Brittany with an I, but I think she has some like weird stage name or
Skybeam
something.
or Moonbeam or whatever the fuck. Okay. Is that her right there?
No, that's Shailene Woodley.
All right. Sorry, the screen's far. It's good. It's a great picture of her if that's hers.
I mean, what does this broad look like?
We even know what this bruiser looks like. Do we have a fucking image of her?
Let's see. I got his Instagram here. I'm sure she's on it.
I don't think she is, Bob.
Damn, maybe she's not.
I'm telling you, dude. This is why this is so weird.
Yeah.
And by the way, he just said it after a game, and that's the only reason I knew he was married. Because I was watching the game, and he was just like, oh, yeah, playing well. How's Pittsburgh? How's everything else? He's like, great. Life's going great. Just got married over the summer. And I was like, huh? You did? To who? A woman or a dude? Because frankly, it wouldn't shock me either or, to be honest with you. So, yeah, who knows? While you're looking for that, we'll go to this week's odds here. Only got 4 games, so that's it. 4. Boy, one of these 8 teams is going to win the Super Bowl this year. I don't know that I had any of them. Did you? No, you had the Broncos, actually.
Yeah.
You had the Broncos win it all.
I still do.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with that. Bills at Broncos. Broncos -1.5. Who you got?
Nobody's winning. Of all the teams that could win in Denver that are remaining, I mean, obviously there's only going to be 2 more attempts, but I think the Patriots are the only ones that have a shot. And I'm basing that on Vrabel. just because he's such a great coach and so good at like one, he'll have the defense ready to go, and two, just good at making adjustments and stuff like that. I think they're the only ones that even have a shot at beating the Broncos at home.
For me, I said this is Allen's last attempt here, if he wants to do it. Last genuine shot. Lamar Jackson, that was another name that I forgot. That's not even made the playoffs in the AFC this year. He'll be back next year, obviously.
Yeah.
I've got to think he knows. I've got to think he understands the gravity of this situation here, and none of the big dogs are in it. He's got to throw this team on his back. Give me the Bills plus the 1.5. I'm not going to take it in a money line. I'll take it at 1.5 because I think this is going to be a 1 to 3 point game at the end of the day. I really do. Broncos did have a week off. Tickets for this, whoo, dog, $450 for last row there. And Denver fans are rad, man. It's an awesome stadium, and it's a great fan base. That's going to be a hell of a game on at 3:30 on Saturday for us, 4:30 for the rest of you guys on the East Coast. But this is my favorite game of the entire weekend, actually. My favorite fucking game, and I can't wait to watch it. I'm surprised that it's first because the 49ers game is up next against the Seahawks. Seahawks are at home. This is -7, and not only are the 49ers beat up going into this game, now they lost George Kittle for not only playoffs, but the rest of next year as well with a torn Achilles. That is confirmed. So he's out. The only guy you really have on this team is CMC at running back, and then Juwan Jennings, if you want to put him in there at receiver, I don't think that's enough to beat the Seattle team, do you, at home?
Probably not. No, 7's a lot of points for a playoff game. That's a lot. That's a lot of points, even for a home team in a playoff game, even banged up.
Yeah.
I
dropped this down.
Well, you also have to keep in mind the Seahawks ended the regular season with the top scoring defense. They gave up 17.2 points per game, number 1 in the league. They held 3 of the final 4 teams to 16 or fewer points, including beating the Niners 13-3 in Week 18 to clinch the number 1 overall seed. This is a division rival, so beating a team twice in the season is not really a thing.
It's their third game.
I think I'll take Seattle -7. I think they dominate, to be honest. But by the way, I think that Bills-Broncos game, I think that's 28-24, something like that.
So do I. I think it's very close.
Yeah.
I think it's very close. This one, if you're looking for money here, it's Durr. And whether or not he's actually going to win a playoff game, perform well. And that's my only question about Seattle here.
I'll tell you, if they come out and play really well, I don't think San Francisco is as good as the Rams are, to be honest, especially not being banged up like that. But if Dirk comes out and puts on a good display, I'm probably going to have them ahead of the Rams just because their defense is so fucking
They're
good.
favored right now to win the Super Bowl.
I know, but I don't believe in Dirk yet.
I don't either.
But the good news is he can prove himself this week, and I can make that bet next week. I think they beat the Rams, so I'm making both of those bets.
Yeah. And the other great thing about my bookie, if you bet 4 different things, like Saturday's games, which is what I always do too, there's a 13-point teaser option, so you could jack this up all the way around if you want to. There's 6-point teaser option, 6.5, all that other shit. What do you think the final score of this 49ers-Seahawks game is? Because I don't like the 7 either. And so I would be looking to go
24-16, something like that.
All right. So then I'll do this. I'll take Seattle at a pick'em, and then drive this under up to 52.5.
I can do it. I can do the spread calculator. I've written an algorithm for this actually. Let's see. The spread is 7. And
what do you got, Bob, real quick?
Total is, what is it, 44.5?
45.5.
45.
Seattle. Yeah, I think Seattle rolls.
The 27.
Really? By more than 7?
This would be a 27. If they beat the spread, it'll be 27-19.
Okay.
I think it's probably more like 20-6 or something like that, honestly. Like, it's not going to be a great.
I think the under is a good call, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too. I'm going to jack this under up, and then I'll take Seattle to pick 'em in this game. So drop it down 7. Give me Seattle in a pick 'em, and then drive up that under to 52.5. I don't know where the offense comes from the 49ers anymore. I mean, Christian McCaffrey can't do it all. And if you watch that last game like I did, they were calling fucking 20, 30-yard passes downfield for him, for Christ's sakes. I mean, he had to make that diving catch in the end zone from Juwan Jennings even to win the game. So with Kittle out, it's tough, man. I don't know how you generate offense.
It's going to be tough in the middle of the field because that's one of the things that Kittle's really good at is just, like, I can send CMC in the flat or I can send him on a fucking hook into the middle, and I can send Kittle on a fucking slant or go route to back those things up, and I've created a space in the middle of the field now for one of them to receive a pass. Now I don't know what you do. I don't know who that guy is that creates space up there, but it's Shanahan, so I'm not like too concerned about him scheming something. I just don't know if it's going to work or not.
Right.
Because, you know, scheming is scheming, but you still got to have dudes at some point to fucking pull it off. He's done more with less than any dude I've ever seen in the NFL, at least on offense, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Yeah. No. But I think that's where I'm going to lean. I'll jack this under up 7, and I'll jack the Seattle down to 0 as a pick'em. Sunday's games, Texans versus Patriots. Boy. That Texans defense is nasty. I mean, just fucking nasty, man.
Will Anderson and Hunter paired up with fucking Stingley and Lassiter in the secondary is the reason that Houston gave up just 277 yards a game.
Yep.
I think they got beat on the last day for points allowed. I think they're at the 17 in the high 17s, just a little bit ahead of Seattle, or I guess technically behind Seattle. But Stingley and Lassiter are. I don't know if there's a better corner duo in football right now, and I don't think there's a better edge rusher duo than Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter either, to be honest.
Well, I mean, Myles Garrett would like a word with that.
Well, he's one guy.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you mean as far as two guys concerned?
Yeah, I'm talking about a duo.
Okay.
Like, I don't think anybody's better than those two guys together. I mean, the stats bear that out, too. They get more pressures than anybody else in the NFL. But, yeah, this and then, you know, don't sleep on fucking New England's defense either because
I know
Christian Gonzalez might be the best quarterback in the league now, and he's helped them out a lot this year. They've got – They do exactly what you would expect a Mike Vrabel team to do. They have a very low missed tackle rate. They don't miss tackles. If they get on you, that you go down, right? That's how it works with them.
I think it's going to be like a 16-13 game.
Their fucking total yards after missing a tackle given up this year was 550, something like that, which is like the lowest in the league, fewest in the league, excuse me. And they only gave up 18-8 a game too. Now they didn't have their schedule was pretty soft, I think, to be honest. But they played the Bills and they put up 31 on the Bills.
Yep.
Right, even in a loss, they were able to fucking score some points. Patriots are a good team. They're very well coached. They're definitely going to be ready for this. 40.5 is low as fuck for a fucking playoff game.
No shit.
That is very low. I think I'm going to take the under.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the under 2 in this one, and then give me the. I think it's a field goal game either way. Therefore, I'm going to take a half a point up for the Texans. Give me the Texans plus 3.5. That way, if it is a 16-13 game, I'm covered by a hook there, and that's where I'll lean with this one. Very tough game to pick, man, because it's going to be low scoring. Texans just played in freezing cold Pittsburgh, so obviously heading up to Boston's not going to fucking matter. And Stroud's used to playing in the cold. It's going to be a very, very tough physical game, and in my opinion, you should have flip-flopped these time starts for both of these games because that's a better game than the next one. Rams at the Bears. This is Rams minus 3.5. Who you got, D'Anthony?
I mean, I think the Rams will win. Certainly, Yeah, I'm pretty confident. 3.5. Probably half a point more than I would want to go, but I don't want to fuck with it, so I'll take the Rams 3.5 and hope they win by 4. The key for them, as I mentioned before, is keeping this dude inside the tackles as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't sack him, keep him inside the tackles. They've got 4 really good front linemen: Curtis Young, Turner and Landman. Again, they don't give up rushing touchdowns at all. It's a very solid. Their defensive tackles are really, really good. Their linebackers are really good. They have the third most pressures in the league. But I'm hoping that they keep him inside the tackle box. From the the Bears standpoint on defense, there's a chance they could get blown out here because the Bears defense is not very good unless they're creating turnovers. Now they created a lot. They had 33 takeaways this year. Mm-hmm. That's like crazy. Anything over like 25 is a lot for an NFL season. But that's the crux of their defense is takeaways. If they don't get takeaways, they don't do well. And Stafford doesn't really turn the ball over that much. I don't know what the fumbles were for the Rams this year, but Stafford only had 8 interceptions. And a couple of those were like garbage ones, right? Stafford's historically throughout his career has not been very susceptible to that kind of thing. So definitely advantage Rams.
Yeah.
But, Caleb Williams is a wild card guy. If you keep pushing him outside the pocket and give him time, he's going to fucking beat you.
I'm not doing it. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams all day. Bob?
Come on now.
Come on. You taking the Bears for real?
Taking the Bears, a soft-ass warm weather team, walking into Soldier Field. It's going to be 17 degrees is the high that day.
And it's a night game.
Give me the Bears.
It's a night game. So that's going to drop down. If it's 17 a kick, it's going to be probably 6 or 7 degrees by halftime. Wow. Don't care. I don't care. Give me the Rams all day long. Bears fans believe tickets for the last row in this one are $425. So Bears fans believe they're in it.
The stadium's be nuts. 2 of the best coaches in the NFL going up against each other.
It'll be rocking for sure.
I think it's going to be tight.
I mean, the Rams.
I did too. The
Rams went into Philly in this round last year and only put up 22. Now, they just didn't get it in the end zone. Stafford had 330 yards. Kyron Williams ran for 106. Nakua had 97 receiving. They just couldn't get in the end zone. And Philly did a good job of controlling the clock and beat them by 6 points. But the cold weather did not affect them in Philly last year. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will see. But give me the Rams.
Last year is not this year.
And I'll be putting a lot of teasers on these as well, straight up picks and teasers and all this stuff. If you're not in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, it's free. It's a private group, and you can see all the bet slips in there. Undefeated in the NFL last weekend, so it was a great weekend. Hope to continue that this weekend, and then we'll give you an update probably tomorrow during Fake News about the live watch for Indiana versus Miami on Monday nights. We'll have a meeting about it, Byron, after work today about how to show the score and all that other shit, okay? Appreciate you tuning in. Go to Spotify. Rate the show a 5-star. Then head on over to iTunes. Rate the show a 5-star and leave a quick review. Yes, that is all the advertisers care about. And then join us on Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Patreon will be live in 10 minutes. Appreciate you tuning in. For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the NFL Division Round Pick'em Show. Good night, everyone.